Hey everyone, welcome back to 33 Hot Rod. Earlier this week, my buddy John came over and helped me bleed the brake system. Now, I've bled brakes before, but I've never bled an entirely dry system. So he was a really big help and showed me some tricks. And I didn't get any videos because it all went really quick, but I just wanted to go through the process so you understand what we did. So the first thing we did was raise the brake fluid reservoir as high as we could so that we took the best advantage of gravity. So we clamped it up to the firewall right up here. So the next thing we did is we disconnected the main brake lines from the master cylinders. Then we got a couple short pieces of brake line that were left over we had laying around the shop. We hooked those up to the master cylinder and we ran them back up to the brake fluid reservoir. We want to get brake fluid flowing between the master cylinder and the brake fluid reservoir. So we start pumping on the brakes. We always make sure that the brake fluid reservoir is full of fluid. We start pumping on the brakes. First we get air, then we get bubbles, and then we get a solid flow of brake fluid going back into the reservoir. This means that the master cylinder is bled, there's no more air in there, and we're done. So we take the temporary lines off and hook the main lines back into the master cylinder. The next thing we did was gravity bled the system, and it's a pretty simple process. First, you make sure you've got plenty of brake fluid in the reservoir, then you go around and open all the brake bleeder valves, and then you wait. Eventually you're going to see bubbles start to come out of one of the valves, and then you're going to start to see solid fluid coming out of that valve. So as soon as you see the solid fluid, you shut the valve and wait till you've got that on all four of your valves. Then we're going to move the reservoir back to where it belongs, and we're going to start on just the standard bleeding process. This is the part I was familiar with. You go around and open one bleeder valve at a time. John pumped on the brakes while I opened and shut the valves. You open the valve, push the brake down, shut the valve, let the brake up. You do this until you've got a good solid flow of brake fluid coming out of each bleeder valve. Start with the farthest one, end with the closest one, and the brakes are bled. Hey, thanks to my buddy John George for helping me with this. Until next time, cheers.